Please stand by for further details. We return you now to your regularly scheduled program.
Hello to those of you who are feeling called to this reading in particular. Welcome to your mystery reading. I'm going to start off with drawing out 4 cards from the Prisma Visions Tarot, and then a couple of cards from the Ancestor Spirit Oracle to see what your ancestors have to say about the situation. If you'd like to be a part of the community that I'm trying to create, subscribe and hit that notification bell. And before I get your first card, remember that this is a general reading that could be meant for more than one person. So if you're struggling to find meaning in a message, that's okay. Just let it go, because it might just be meant for someone else. And if it truly was meant for you, the universe and your spirit guides will make that obvious to you, either sometime during this reading or sometime during your journey. So I just saw, whenever I split the deck in half to shuffle the cards, I saw the star. And I'm pretty sure I saw, or the star card came out in the ancestor message reading that I posted yesterday. So maybe you could feel drawn to that reading, and I just saw 122, especially if you feel like you are going to make a difference, or you're meant to make a difference in some way. I think the magical feeling from that video is kind of pouring over into this one. Let me get a drink of water before I start with the first card. Perhaps there is a message in this reading, or the reading that I posted yesterday, that somebody really, really needs to hear from their ancestors. Generally speaking, whoever's watching this, your ancestors are definitely trying to connect with you. For the first card, I have the 5 of Cups with Mars and Scorpio, I believe. There's a water sign on this card. So it seems like there is some sort of loss or disappointment. Maybe you're feeling frustrated that you are dealing with. There is a change here that you are not happy with. You could definitely be feeling sad right now, definitely angry, and if you feel strong enough about it, maybe numb or apathetic. If you do feel numb or apathetic, that's a big old sign right there that you really need to look inward for your answers. I mean, whether you're feeling sad, angry, or worse, it's always important to take care of yourself mentally and emotionally. Prioritize your mental health at this time. I feel you're being guided to find closure with whatever this loss or this change is or was. Maybe this could be something that happened years ago. Regardless, there is something here that you need to find closure with, something that felt destructive. This change, whether it happened recently or years ago or whenever, is supposed to help you transform. You're definitely being guided to heal, not only so you can be at peace, but also so you can learn and gain wisdom, whether it's about yourself, the world, just a deeper understanding of something in general. Especially, like, I'm feeling something here about gaining a deeper understanding will help you take it less personally. Remember that I feel like the universe doesn't want to be blamed for this loss. I saw 432. So trust that everything happens for a reason. The universe doesn't want to be blamed for this for a reason. I saw 444. There is a general sense of instability that came out of this loss. And if it was years ago, you could still be experiencing that instability. I saw 4, 5, 6. Again, trust that everything happens for a reason. The universe doesn't want to be blamed, because in my own practice, I'm coming to realize that, like, you know, a lot of people ask, well, if, you know, if there's a higher power out there, why doesn't it stop bad things from happening? Well, it would be inconsistent to think that if the universe can't stop bad things from happening, then it can make good things happen. The universe, I do believe the universe does have influence on some level, but it's important for you to understand that just like you have your limitations, so does the universe. I think it's important for you right now to recognize your free will and to take your decisions more seriously. And I just saw 555, especially to protect yourself from, you know, further loss or disappointment or frustration, or even questioning your worth. I feel like the universe wants to say, please don't associate your worth with the losses that you experience in life, the disappointments. I feel like there are more factors at play than you might realize. Yeah, for the next card, we have the Knight of Wands in reverse. This is somebody who is experiencing I want to say anger. There's definitely passion here, but it's not being used constructively. 654. It's not being used constructively for a reason. I feel like you might not have been given a fair chance to learn how to handle your passion or your anger in a healthy way. And now it's time to start learning how to do that, especially if you want to protect yourself from pain. But also remember, you can't completely avoid pain in life altogether. You can definitely reduce it, but feeling pain is part of life. Just like feeling comfort and love is. Maybe it's important to recognize the duality in this reality, in the world, within yourself. So you're not only just destruction and anger. Where does that anger come from, you know? Like, I'm definitely talking to someone who cares deeply, and that's why it's hard to control yourself at times when it comes to your anger and your passion, but it doesn't have to always be difficult. This is definitely an opportunity for you to understand yourself on a much deeper level among many things. And as someone who feels as passionate as you deserve closure. And you deserve to understand on like a cosmic level what this all means for you. Yeah. I really wouldn't be surprised if someone who feels like they're meant to make a difference is watching this. Your anger and your passion, it's valid. Absolutely. But it's very important how you invest that energy or where you invest it, because anger, passion, that fire is powerful. You just got to be careful with what you give power to. Make sure you're only investing in things that serve you, that are healthy for you, that are healthy for the collective, that contribute to the greater good rather than the greater evil. Don't do things that you know are not bad or that you know is not the right thing to do. Because you deserve more. You deserve better. And you have so much potential. You just need to learn how to channel this energy in a healthy way. And that's why it's so important to focus on your mental health, because the only person who's going to know what works for you in terms of your mental health and expressing yourself is you. So give yourself the time and the space and the patience that you deserve to better understand yourself and your needs. And I just saw 1010. So your spirit guides as a whole, including your ancestors in the universe, they have a message for you. They want to communicate with you. Pay attention to signs, synchronicities, coincidences, whatever. And if you aren't communicating with them at all and you're not really in tune with your intuition, they really want you to get in tune with your intuition, because they have so much magic to show you, but they can't show you until, I want to say, until you believe, until you trust. And I know, like, I feel like it's like, oh, well, of course you need me to believe, you know, but it's not surface level or superficial. It's definitely deeply sentimental in a way that I feel like you may not be able to understand until you start looking inward for your answers, for your closure, instead of outside of yourself. And I just saw 1111 or 1111. So that's a huge message there, to learn to trust yourself. Remember, the anger, the passion that you feel is valid. It's just about learning to trust that it's valid. There's also another message in 1111 to remember that whatever you wish for, whatever you dream for, whatever you're passionate about, whatever difference you want to make, it is possible. But you got to remember that change starts with you. Seeing that 122 at the beginning of the video makes a lot of sense now. Change starts with you. It starts from within. And I just saw 122. There's so much more power in healing and finding closure and finding a healthy way to express yourself and to invest your passion and your creative energy. For the next card, I have the Page of Swords. I think there's definitely a real need here to allow yourself to be imperfect, to not know everything. I mean, that's kind of the point of life, or the human experience, in my opinion. Being able to find closure with the fact that we don't know everything. I feel like this anger and this passion, the Page of Swords in reverse is a risky energy, but not in a good way. There could be risks here that you're taking that you feel safe taking, but, you know, it doesn't feel like it's going to be favorable, the outcome of whatever risk or risks that you are taking. It's important to understand the difference between your fears and your intuition. Yeah, I just looked at the World card in reverse. I saw it at the bottom of the deck, and I just wanted to look at it. That's really confirming here that there's definitely something that you need to find closure with, because it is distorting your judgment and making you make decisions that lead to outcomes that you don't want. To make better decisions, it seems like you do need to be more in touch with your intuition, with the way that your own mind works, with your own feelings, with your own spirit and soul. I do feel a lack of connection with your inner world. And I just started hearing, sounds like there's like a spiritual being near me. And for me, it only shows up whenever I need comfort. So maybe there is a spiritual being showing up for you because you need comfort. I feel like there's a lot of support for you, spiritual support, from the other side. Because they definitely do, they being the spirit realm, definitely understands your passion and your frustration, and know that the work that you're doing is far beyond physical. I just saw 444. Stability stability in your reality starts with stability within. And stability in your reality ripples into the universe, creating more stability on a macro level. Which I think is just another way of saying that you are capable of so much more than you may allow yourself to believe. I just saw 1515. There is a devil type of energy. I'm thinking of, I just saw something here like, you little devil, or even from Bob Ross, like smack the devil out of it whenever he takes his brush and slaps it back and forth on the canvas thing. So it does feel like this devil energy. It's not evil. There is a playful sense, like you little devil type of energy, which is almost like a gentle way of the universe and your spirit guides encouraging you to acknowledge your own self-destructive ways. And it's okay to not have been given a fair chance to learn how to express yourself in a healthy way. The world isn't perfect right now, but we can make it better. We can be that change. We can protect ourselves from disappointment and pain, even though maybe not entirely. We can save ourselves a lot of pain, hardship, heartbreak, regret. Don't make things harder on yourself for literally no reason. Because if you're doing it because you want to be heard by the universe or somebody, there's a better way to do it. I've come to learn that the universe responds to honesty and integrity. So take that knowledge however you will. The last card from this deck, I have the Nine of Wands in reverse. It has the Moon and Sagittarius. Since there's two, like a page and a knight, it's very clear here that self-improvement, building your character, that thing feels significant here. Focus on self right now is very important. And I just got a vision of the World card that I seen earlier. Closure is really going to do so much more for you than you may think. There's a lot of purpose, for better or for worse, in the way that you show up in the world. You really do need to recognize that you are a powerful being. Every human is powerful. And that's why it's important for us to be mindful of how we show up, because we really can make a difference, for better or for worse. And it's up for us to choose. You have to recognize your free will and how you have the power to help release what no longer works, not only within yourself, but within your family, within your community, your country, the whole planet. There's definitely an exhausted energy here of just really wanting to give up, and that's so understandable. It's such a human experience type of thing. Just be patient with yourself right now. Give yourself some grace. I just heard saving grace. I'm not sure what that means. But don't give up. That that intro video that I have with the eye and it says don't give up, I hope that resonates with you. Because the universe really sees something within you. Especially because I just realized these Ancestor Spirit Oracle cards, they have fire on the back of them. You are capable, just as much as you are capable of creating destruction, you are just as capable of creating magic and beauty in the world and in your own life. on a daily basis. It's just a matter of choice and what you choose to do. So maybe there is a need here for a little more accountability, but don't be hard on yourself. Life is already hard as it is. I'm gonna get a drink of water. Me having to clear my throat. It really just confirms here the need to express yourself, but in a healthier way. Your throat chakra could be significant. I also felt earlier that your crown chakra could be significant. Maybe you need to open your crown chakra, and the best way to do that is to heal, to find closure. Man, like whenever you're not a spiritual person, finding closure and peace is wonderful. But when you are spiritual, there's just something so magical about it. There's more to it than you see. The symbol of an eye itself could be significant for you. Your third eye could be significant as well. I also just felt your heart chakra. Maybe pay attention to your chakras in general. There are 7 chakras. And the number 7 for me, I've been interpreting as wisdom, wisdom, wisdom. You already are an intelligent person. Why do you think you're angry? You know? There's just a better way to express what you know, what you feel, and what you believe. And I just felt this sense of liberation too, which lines up really well with that devil energy coming through. You need to free yourself from the mental prison that you keep yourself and your younger self locked up in, if that resonates. Now I'm going to move on to the Ancestor Spirit Oracle. I did just see 222. So, of course, finding balance in your life is very important. I just got a vision of the number 1313. It's important so you can change your luck. And I just saw 2222. It's very important so you can change your luck. I believe that at least we largely create our own luck. Maybe the idea of karma could be significant. I'm also feeling the Justice card from the tarot. Remember, what you put out will come back to you. Everything will be balanced somehow. For the first card, I have interact and relate, community, family, traditions. I also felt something here about friends. Maybe you find more comfort in friends. Hold on. I keep burping because I recently ate. Burps to me are a sign about releasing something. So maybe there's a relationship here, or many relationships here, where there are some toxic patterns that need to be released. And I just got a vision of the Death card from tarot, which also has the number 13 on it. You have so much power. I'm also feeling drawn to the feather here. I think in the reading that I recorded yesterday, there was a feather as well, or 4 feathers, I think, that I felt drawn to, which is so crazy because this feather would represent the 5th feather, and then we started with the 5 of Cups. This reading is all about this feeling of loss and disappointment and frustration. Maybe you might want to look up the spiritual meaning or significance of a feather. But for me, it makes me think of birds. It gives me that sense of liberation again. And also having a bird's eye view, seeing the full picture, understanding all perspectives. I'm not saying you're not an empathetic person, But there is a perspective here that you're not recognizing or seeing of another person or of other people. And I think it could bring you some peace to understand that, you know, everybody is on their own journey. They have their own way of thinking about things, looking at things, expressing themselves. I mean, and that's not to validate people who, you know, express themselves in a destructive way. I just think having more empathy for yourself through your healing is going to help you have more empathy for others on a much deeper level. You're going to see so much more than you do right now if you give yourself permission to do that. There is potential here for you to find people who do understand you and who feel called to the same purpose, who wants to make a difference in the same way that you do, and if not the same, then similar, like somehow they want to support you, whether it's friends, family, community. You're not alone, not by any means, not by a long shot. Maybe there are some specific traditions here that you're meant to break. Maybe you're meant to do things differently somehow. Or on the other hand, there could be certain traditions that you're being called to uphold and to, like, where the torch is being passed down to you, kind of way. It definitely depends on your situation. But you're definitely not alone. Wow. For your last card, I have notice the signs, investigate, symbols, nature spirits. Oh my goodness, so many synchronicities. So remember that these cards, these are messages from your ancestors. Your ancestors are encouraging you to connect with people more, or to at least understand, believe, and trust that there are people out there who understand you and do support you even though they don't know you. It's like maybe finding a sense of being connected, even, you know, whether or not you're actually connected to others in the physical world. The biggest connection you need to focus on is the one you have to yourself, though. Just notice the signs card. Your ancestors are literally making it very clear that they are really, really trying to communicate with you. So pay attention to the numbers, the symbols, whatever it is that you communicate to the universe or your spirit guides through. Nature spirits is funny to see because in the reading that I recorded yesterday, the nature spirits, ancestor spirit card came out. The color green and maybe blue could be significant colors for you. They don't have to be. But maybe there's somebody. Maybe, like, I feel like this very sacred feeling. And it's more about the relationship that you have with yourself and your faith than with other people. Of course, with other people is equally as important. But it feels like before you can deeply connect with others in the way that you desire, in the way that you deserve, you first need to connect with yourself on a deep level, in a way that you desire, in the way that you deserve. Remember that whatever is going on the inside, this is how manifestation works. Whatever is going on the inside, how you think, how you feel, how you express yourself, that's what's going to reflect in your physical reality. If you have people with if you have destructive thinking, you're going to attract people with destructive thinking. If you have, you know, if you experience emotional instability, you're going to attract people like that. Don't be destructive just because other people do it. I want to say there's nothing special about being the same. So you gotta learn to love your differences, what makes you unique. and learn to love the differences of others and what makes them unique. Diversity is so important. It's hard to describe why. I mean, there's obvious reasons in a physical sense, a logical sense, why diversity is important, but it also feels important on a spiritual level that I can't quite explain or articulate. I just trust it. This investigate on this card right here really stuck out to me. It's almost like you're being called to take on more like a detective type of role and to figure out what bigger picture the universe is trying to paint for you. Like, I get this feeling that it's like leaving you breadcrumbs, not in a bad way, but like in a way to guide you somewhere, to see something. So follow the trail of signs, the symbols, the synchronicities, and learn to trust yourself. So that will be the end of your reading. I really, really hope that it was helpful or relevant in some way. If you liked it, hit the like button to show me that. That is the best way to support me. And if you'd like to offer even more support, feel free to do that by donating through the thanks button directly below the video. Absolutely not obligated, but always very much appreciated. Feel free to leave a comment down below if you have any. I'd really love to connect with you more and hear what you think. And thank you so much to those of you who have shown your support thus far. It really means a lot to me, and it always makes a difference. And the last thing that I want to say is thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you around.